Hi, I am Dr.K.Rani, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. Today, my subject name is Indirect Tax. My topic name is Indirect Tax Introduction, Features and Objectives. What is tax? Tax are involuntary fees levied on individual business or corporation that are enforced by the government entity, whether local, regional or national. Tax are the base source of revenue for the government, which is utilized by the government for its various expenses such as defense, healthcare, education, infrastructure facility like road, dam, highway, etc. What is indirect tax? Indirect tax refer to the types of tax for which in-fact tax and incident tax fall on different person or entity. Indirect tax generally imposed on goods or service. The different tax based by or not levied on a person who pay directly to the government. Indirect tax in India administrative by the Central Board or Indirect Tax and Customs, which is a part of Department of Revenue. Features of indirect tax or objectives of indirect tax. Some features of indirect tax: tax of consumption. Indirect tax are levied on the consumptions of goods or service rather than directly on the person's income, paid indirectly. Unlike direct tax, which are unpaid directly the taxpayer to the government, indirect tax are collected by a intermediate such as seller or service provider and then passed on to the government. Regressive nature: that tend to the regressive because everyone pay the same amount for a given product service regarding of their income level. Broadcast: that typically have a broadcast base as they are imposed on wide range of goods or service customer by the population. In fact, spending pattern: they can affect consumer spending pattern as the final price they pay for goods or service including of tax. Types of direct indirect tax: some indirect tax include in India excise duty, custom duty, sales tax, service tax, goods or service tax, entry tax, toll tax, stamp duty. Each of the indirect tax discussed entitled sections that as follows. Excise duty. Excise duty was the tax that used the levied on goods for their products and licensing and sales in India. Custom duty. Custom duty tax that is imposed in important as well some export goods. Types of custom duty. Types of custom duty in India. Some major types of custom duties. Some major types of custom duties levied on important goods under the customers. Additional customer duty and countervailing duty. Sales tax. Sales tax was a consumption-based indirectly tax imposed by the government on the sales of goods or service. Service tax. Service tax was directly levied by the central government on specific service taxation provide or agreed to the provide with the country. Goods and service tax. The goods and service tax is form indirectly levied on the most of the goods or service sold in India for domestic consumption. Entry tax. Entry tax levied on goods entering state or local for another state. Toll tax. Toll tax is a free change for the use of certain road, bridge, or other infrastructure. Stamp duty. Stamp duty in India is a tax levied by the state government on various legal documents related by property taxation. Advantage of indirect tax. There are main advantage of indirect tax: convenience in connection, low evasion, revenue stability, transparency, use policy of objectives. Disadvantage of indirect tax. Some other disadvantage in indirect tax: regressive nature, inflationary in fact, consumption choice, global competitiveness. Thank you.